Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hello everyone, hello. I'm audible to everyone. Please do let me know. Is there any issues that you guys are facing? Good evening everyone, good evening. No issues. Audio and video clear. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so how was your day, guys? Did you enjoy your today's day? Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm also fine. Thank you so much, Kartika, for asking. Okay, great. It was nice. Good. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay, so that's amazing. And what about like the class and everything? Like, what can somebody remind me? What have we studied in our yesterday's class? Can somebody remind me, guys? Can somebody remind me what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? We studied about Express. We studied about the GET request. Okay, Express.js. Everything a little bit more specific inside Express. Express intro, request response, creating a server. Okay, GET request. Okay. Gotham, for the upcoming bootcamp, we can directly go to our website devtown.in. Okay, so this is our website devtown.in. You can directly go there. Inside of that, you can go to events and you will be able to see all the upcoming boot camps that we are having, along with when they are starting, what will be the timings, and some of the additional information as well. So you will be able to find it right over here and you can register yourself from right over there. Okay. Okay. So we just studied about different kinds of error 502. Okay, great. Callback functions, amazing. Hello world and express. How to respond to a GET request. Okay, great. Okay. Do we have to do any registrations for upcoming bootcamps? Yes, Naman Goyal. For every bootcamp, you will have to re-register yourself. Okay. Okay, listen function, great. So what we are going to do today is we are going to complete this boot camp with a post request as well. Okay, so we will be creating a simple calculator, a backend based calculator, just so that you guys are able to get a taste about how to build a form, how to submit a form, how to like handle different type of requests that are there, what is a post request, how we are going to handle that, so all these kind of stuff. Okay, so that will be our aim for today, guys. It will be easy. Okay, it won't be that tough. If you have understood get request, post request is like a little bit greater version of that, so it would be very easy. Okay, do not worry about the same. Okay. EMI fee structure of full stack web development program. Akshay, I have provided you guys with my WhatsApp number. You can just message me right over there and I will help you guys out with the fee structure as well. Will that be fine? Okay, great. So let's all my photos are a bit small, big, elongated. Okay, right over here. Okay, so that was a brief introduction about what we are going to do today. Shall we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Should we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Great. So let's get started right away. Okay. We don't have any 3 days internship program. We have a 30 day, like 3 months internship program, not a 3 days. Okay. Let me just open up my Google Code Sandbox. So we'll be using the same template that we had been using yesterday as well. We are not going to change it. We just open up the Code Sandbox right over here. Okay. Okay. And these are the intro to Express and intro to Node modules that we had created right now. Okay. The index.js where we were writing our previous code. Now, what we are going to do today is, guys, like, where's my phone? Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so right over here, what we are going to do right now is we are going to continue with the learning process. So we have learned about the get request. Now we are going to learn about the post request as well. Okay, so let me get started up with the same. Let me just open up the details of my mobile first of all. Okay. Okay, so now one of the biggest problems that we are able to see right now as let me just go back to my terminal first of all. Okay, inside my terminal, let me just open up another terminal right now. So let me just increase the C size here, and we'll create another terminal. We'll go into our pwd because so we are in the sandbox. We want to go into intro to Express, so we'll be using cd intro to Express. Inside intro to Express, we have to use node index.js to run our server. The server started running on port 3000, as you are able to see from right over here. Should open up in the browser as well. Let me just open it up. Browser it. Control C. Add the server. Browser 3000. Let me open up in a new website. So this was the browser that we had created last time, the website that we had created last time. Now if I'm doing any kind of changes inside my code, okay, if I'm doing any type of changes inside my code, for example, hello world, this is Shaurya Sinha. Okay, if I'm doing any kind of changes, I'm saving this right over here. To see that changes on our website, I would have to stop my server right over here. I would have to rerun my server once again to be able to see the changes that are shown on my website. So now this is showing up on my website. So this is a very long process. Okay, every time I'm doing some changes in my code, every time I have to stop my server, I have to restart my server. This takes up a lot of time, and we don't have that kind of time itself. So there is a good npm package that basically handles this for you. Okay, that basically handles this for you. So for example, what we are going to do is we are going back to and we are going to use the Nodemon, Nodemon npm command. Okay, so Nodemon is another npm package that is there that basically helps this. Like every time you're saving your file, every time you're changing anything into your file itself, it stops your server and restarts it automatically, so you don't have to do it. Okay, so npm Nodemon basically looks at any kind of changes inside your code, and on the basis of any kind of changes that you have done inside your code, it restarts. Okay, it restarts the server for you. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So Nodemon basically looks at your code, any kind of changes that you are doing on your code itself, it'll keep track of it. Whenever you're doing any kind of changes, it will stop your server and it will restart it automatically, so that you don't have to do that. So to install Nodemon, we are going to use npm install -g Nodemon. Now this -g, this is something new. Up till now, we were directly using npm install Nodemon. That's it. We were not doing any kind of -g or something like that. This -g basically basically tells that, okay, this is a global installation. Okay, so no matter where you are installing it, if you are installing it inside of your sandbox file folder, or inside of your node folder, or inside of your express folder, it should work automatically, because it's a global installment. It is not just for that particular package, it is for your entire computer itself. Okay, so any type of file that you are having, any type of server.js file that you're creating at any point of time, anywhere across your laptop, once you have installed npm install -g, that is global installment, you will be able to do it. Okay, so this is called as a global installment. Up till now we were doing a local installment, that is that installment of that dependency, that npm dependency was for just that folder itself. This is a global installment that you can access it from anywhere. Okay, so we'll just copy this from right over here. We don't want to type it again. Okay, let's just copy it from right over here, go back to our code, let's close our server right over here, let's just increase the size of the terminal so that we are able to see it much more clearly. Okay, let me just clear the terminal up so that you guys are able to see it as well. Clear. And then we are going to paste whatever we have copied from npm. So we will be pasting it right over here. So npm install -g Nodemon. So if I'm pressing enter right over here, it will install Nodemon for us. Now to use Nodemon, okay, now to use Nodemon, what we are going to do is we are going to type Nodemon. Instead of writing node server.js, we are going to write Nodemon server.js. So Nodemon server.js. Okay, instead of using just node server.js, we'll be using Nodemon server.js. So we are pressing enter right over here. Okay, as you're able to see, it started working absolutely fine. We are getting server running on port 3000 right over here. So what we are going to do is we are going to come back to our code, and we are going to, so right now if I'm going back to my website, I'm reloading it. As you're able to see, we are getting hello world, this is Sharasana. Okay, now I will make some changes to our site. So let's say hello, let's change it to hello itself. Hello, this is backend web dev camp. Okay, so let's save it right away. As soon as I'm saving, any type of changes that I'm able to do inside my files, it's inside my code itself. If we are saving it right over here, as you're able to see, it automatically stopped my server and restarted it. Are you able to see this inside the terminal, guys? Are you able to see this inside the terminal? It stopped my server restarting due to changes. Starting node server.js index.js. You are getting server running on port 3000. Are you able to see this? Please let me know, guys. Are you able to see this? Please let me know. So as soon as I was changing something inside my code, as soon as I changed something inside my code, it stopped my server. Nodemon stopped my server and restarted it. So if I'm going back to my website and reloading the page, you are able to see that, hello, this is a backend web development bootcamp. I didn't had to stop my server physically and then restart it. Nodemon handled that for us. Okay, Nodemon handled that for us. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. So now what we are going to do is we are going back to our code. So we have installed Nodemon as for us. Okay, see, Nodemon isn't something that is compulsory to basically install. Okay, it's just that it just helps you ease off your mind that every time you are making a change in your code, you don't want to just go back, like stop the server and then restart it. Okay. Why do we have to reload? It does not do automatically. Sachin, just think about it. Okay, I've already told you guys yesterday, there are two people. Okay, don't consider this page and this page as a single entity. These are two separate entities. When I am here, I am a server. When I am here, I am a client. Okay, so if I'm making any kind of changes in the server itself, okay, the server is getting affected. Now the files that I've requested right over here, that request was almost 15 minutes ago. It's not continuously requesting the server, otherwise like your bandwidth, your data of your mobile would be gone anytime you're visiting any website. Okay, so anytime I have to reload the page to make a new request to the server itself. Okay, So once we have understood this, the next thing that we need to understand is, so up till now we were serving a particular maybe a piece of HTML code right over here. We don't want to do that. We want to serve an entire file. Okay, we want to serve an entire file, an HTML file. Okay, so right now we are just sending an h1 tag. That's it. We want to serve an entire file itself. So first of all, we will create that file. So inside intro to Express. Okay, so we'll create it using the terminal. Why to do that? So I will just stop my server right over here. Can somebody let me know like if I want to create a new file called as let's say index.html. that is the file that I want to create, index.html. What is the command that I have to write right over here? What is the command that I have to write right over here, guys? Yes, the server automatically start after restarting Nodemon. Exactly, guys. Touch index.html. Touch, man, like it's a file. It's not a folder. Touch index.html. So to your UCH touch index.html right over here. So let me just start it. Let me go back to my files. Let's see if this worked or not. As you're able to see, we are able to have our index.html file inside our intro to Express folder. Inside our intro to Express folder. Now going right over there. Okay, closing this up, increasing the size right now. So right over here, you can now write your HTML code. Now, although HTML isn't something that we are going to study, okay, this is not a part of what we are going to do. So at the end of this particular bootcamp, I will be creating an HTML file after 30 minutes of this bootcamp has ended, and I will link that HTML file as a drive link down in the description of the video at the end of this bootcamp after 30 minutes. Okay, so I'll update the description of this video and I will create a drive link to an HTML file called as index.html that contains all the HTML code that you guys need, okay, for this project. So don't worry about it. Okay, so right now I'm just creating an HTML boilerplate first of all. So I've created a HTML boilerplate. Let me put up the title of this page. So let me put up the title as calculator, and so anything that we want. So we don't have any style shift, we don't have any scripts as well, so we'll just remove this. Okay, that should be more than sufficient. And inside of our body, we will first of all have an h1 tag. Okay, so that is the heading tag right now, and we will write calculator right over here. So we have created a simple HTML file that basically has calculator as an h1 tag inside of it. That's it. But this is an HTML file. Okay, this is a proper HTML file right over here. Now, instead of sending off just a particular line of HTML code, we want to send the entire file. We want to send index.html back. For that, instead of using send, we are going to use something else. Now, to find that, there are two ways to do it. Either you already know it, okay, that is you are going to use send file, or then you can just search for it in the Express documentation, EXPRESS Express documentation. Go to the documentation right over here. Okay, I've just increased the size too much. Getting started. API references, routing, resources. Oh, where can I get? Stalling, let's see, Control F, response. This is not it. Guide, response. Inside of response, we are having the response. So these are all the different things that you can do with response. Okay, so there are various things that you can do with response. You can go through the entire thing, but I don't want to go through the entire thing. We'll just find send file. Okay, so we are going to see send file right over here. So we will be using this. Okay, we will be using this to send an HTML file. Okay, we will be using this to send an HTML file. Okay, so as you're able to see, you can go through the entire documentation, how to use it, what are the different things that you can do with it, and all this kind of stuff. But we don't have enough time. But definitely, anytime that you want to go through using something, try to go through the documentation. Okay, it increases your knowledge beyond the basic conceptuality quality of this stuff, and it increases your depth of understanding about the topic as well. So definitely I will always suggest you guys, whenever you're using something, go through its documentation. Okay, if you are able to go through a book, that's even better, but I think so you don't have enough time. Web development is something that is very practical. It's very practical in nature, so of course don't spend enough time on books or something like that. Try to make sure that you are able to practice as much as possible. Okay, but yeah, going through like different kinds of documentation, I would definitely suggest that. So let me remove this, and we'll be having response.send file. Okay, this is the code that we are going to use, response.send file. So let us go back to our code .send file, and then parenthesis, and the name of the file, that is, you are having our index.html. okay, if you remember it correctly, we want to send our index.html file. Okay, so now please remember that the index.html file is present inside the same folder. Okay, index.html file is present inside the same folder, if you are able to see this. Now, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So we'll be sending our index.html file. Okay, we are going to send our index.html file. So as you're able to see, index.html is basically present in the same folder, so we don't have to apply a lot of brains right over here. We'll save this code. We'll go back to our server. Let's just clean this up. Clear. And then we'll be having Nodemon index.js. Okay, so Nodemon index.js right over here. Server started running on port 3000. Let's reload this particular website, and we're getting an error. So we are getting an error that is path must be absolute or specific route to send file. Now, why is this that we are getting an error right over here? Let's try to understand this. Now, what happens right over here is we are currently working, so we are not working locally. If you were working locally on your own laptop, the index.html would have directly worked. You wouldn't have any problems right over there. But now that this is basically deploying it as well simultaneously, you don't know the exact path where that file is, okay, you don't know the exact path where that file is. Okay, the file could be at like some folder, then some username, then some folder, then sandbox, then intro to express, and then you are having the file. So you don't know the exact path of that file. When you don't know the exact path, what you want to do is you want to use a underscore directory name. Okay, that gives you the path. Okay, that gives you the path at which this particular, where your current file is located. So for example, right now our current file that we are working out of, that is index.js. Where is this file located? Let's try to understand it. Let's create a new file. Okay, let's create a new file. Let's call it as test.js. okay, let's call it as test.js right over here. So we have created a new file called as test.js. We are going to use console.log underscore dir name. Okay, dir name. Okay, so we are going to console.log dir name right over here inside of your test.js. okay, let's save this particular file. Okay, we have created a new file inside the same folder. Okay, so your test.js, index.js, index.html, as you are able to see, all lie in the same folder called as intro to node. Okay, all lie in the same folder called as intro to node. We will create a new terminal right over here. Okay, inside this new terminal, we are going to first check the pwd, that is the present working directory. We want to go into our intro to node folder itself. So we are going to go into our cd intro to express folder, and inside of that we are going to run. So for running this particular file test.js, what would be the code that we'll be using? Can somebody let me know? What will be the code that we'll be using? Can somebody let me know, guys? Can you guys let me know what we would be using to run this particular test.js, guys? Exactly, node test.js. okay, so we'll be using node test.js right over here. As you're able to see, we are able to get the path where this particular file is situated, that is /sandbox/intro to express. This is the path where this particular file is located. So underscore dir name gives us the exact path where this particular file is located. Now this is the exact path where the index.html is also located. Okay, we have the same path inside of which the index.html is also located. So we'll go to our index.js, and instead of just writing your index.html, we are going to put up a / right over there, and we will be concatenating it with __ dir name. Okay, we are going to concatenate it with __ dir name. So response.send file __ dir name plus /index.html. okay, for /index.html. so we are basically concatenating them together. To get the absolute path, right over there. Okay, so Nodemon is basically used when you are creating a server. Test.js is not a server. Okay, as you're able to see, this is not a server. This is just a normal JavaScript file that you have created with a normal JavaScript vanilla code that you have written. So this is a server that we have created. So servers, you need to restart that server. So for that, you are having Nodemon. Okay, so let's save it right over here. Let's go back to our previous terminal. We don't require this terminal anymore. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. And as you're able to see, without even reloading the server or anything, because we were using Nodemon, we are able to see calculator, that is the HTML code that we had printed on our screen. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. We use Nodemon index.js itself. We did not use server.js. The name of the file is index.js. Okay, __ dir name basically gives the, okay, so let me just show it to you guys again. So right over here, we tested what does __ dir name gives back to us. Okay, what happens right now is, if you were working locally, okay, if you were working locally on your own laptop, you were not using code sandbox or something like that, you could have directly written right over here inside of index.js that index.html. You didn't need to use like dir name or anything like that. Your code will work absolutely fine. But right now you are working on a server. You are working with code sandbox that is deploying your file to a server. So you guys can directly like open up like on your own mobile phones. If I'm giving you this particular website link, you can open up in your own laptop as well, the same website that I'm creating. So it is basically deploying it on a server. Now on the server, you don't know where this index.html file is residing. You don't know the exact path. Okay, you don't know the exact path on which this index.html is residing right over there. So in that particular case, we need to get that path. For getting that path, the code that we are going to use is your dir name. Okay, that is __ dir name right over here. So when we used this particular terminal, we went and printed the output out of that what exactly like __ dir name is giving back to us. It is giving back the exact path to the current folder that you are in. Okay, the exact path to the current folder that you are in, that is sandbox / intro to express. This is the path that __ dir name gives back to you. And what you're doing is you are just putting it up right over here that okay, this is the path of the folder, and then the file that you want to select, that is index.html. That is the file that you want to select, is the index.html itself. Okay, the test.js is just to show you guys what __ dir name gives. Okay, what __ dir name gives. Okay, this is a test. I'm just showing you the example, the what does it return back to you. Okay, __ dir name, what does it contain. I'm just showing you this. You don't require test.js. That was just an example, guys. Okay, I can just delete it right over here. You are basically using your __ dir name inside of the send file. As you're able to see, you're using __ dir name inside of your send file right over here. Okay, no, it gives the path of the folder. That's absolutely clever, guys. So why didn't we use pwd instead of dir name? So pwd is a Linux command. Okay, it's a command line command. Okay, it can only work in a terminal itself. Okay, it's not a JavaScript command. So think about it in such a way that yes, you can think about it as like PWD, like the version of PWD for in JavaScript, the code that you have to write for PWD in JavaScript, that is __ dir name. PWD is not a JavaScript code, so you cannot use it right over here. It's a command line, like command itself. Okay, it's a command line command, so that you can only use in a terminal. Okay, just like mkdir you cannot use. You cannot use cd, you cannot use ls inside of your JavaScript code itself, because these are all command line code. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. So now what we are going to do is, so we have learned about the __ dir name as well. So there's no issues with that. Okay. The rest as well, we have understood how to pass an index.html file. Now we need to complete the index.html file. So don't worry about the code itself, guys. If you're not able to understand what I'm writing right over here, I'm not expecting you to understand it as well, because HTML is not something that we are going to cover in this particular bootcamp. Okay, but yeah, so let us look at the index.html code that we have to write right over here. So let's get started. We are having the h1 code. Let's create a form. We'll get the form as a post form. The action would be on // that is the website that we are going to use. We'll be creating the form. Inside the form, we are going to have two input fields. So we're going to create a simple calculator form. So let us create an input type. We need to put it up as text. Name, will be putting it as in1, and id, let us put it up as let's say in1 itself. Placeholder, first number. This code I will be providing you guys after the end of the bootcamp. Okay, this like HTML file, it's okay that you can directly use. Don't have to worry about it. After the bootcamp is over, I will provide a link to the HTML file down in the description of the video. You can directly use it. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, input, again we have to use a text input. So text, name, let's keep it as n2, id as n2 as well. When I'm typing this, mic is basically coming in the middle, so I have to like look like this and this to be able to type it properly. So placeholder, let's create the placeholder as second number. Once you have created the text, we need to provide the button form as well. So button, we need to provide it as submit, and we will create a name for the same as well. So name is equals to submit. Okay, let's add, save it right over here. Okay, let's go back to our website, reload the page. Okay, we need to restart the server. I guess the server stopped running. Okay, so the terminal has hanged, so I think so we'll have to reload the entire page itself. Let me just reload the entire page for you guys, and we will have to restart the server again. So let's go back to the terminal, let's create another terminal, increase the size of the terminal. We're writing pwd, check the present working directory, cd intro. So whenever your this stops working at any point of time, okay, your terminal starts hanging or stops working, just reload the page. It will just refresh the terminal for you. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Once we are intro, so we need to use Nodemon index.js. Server running on port 3000. Open up 3000. Let's reload the page. So as you're able to see, we have we are loading up the HTML file from right over here using our send file itself. Okay, so we are able to do that from right over here. Okay. Okay, so from right over here, what we have to do next is, so if you are able to see, we have created our form. Okay, we are able to have the add button right over here. So what happens when I'm submitting this form? Okay, what happens when I'm submitting this form? For example, the first number I'm putting it up as 12 and the second number I'm putting it up as 5. If I'm pressing this button called as add, okay, if I'm able to click on this particular button called as add right now, everybody who's coding along with me, stop doing that. Okay, because then you will not be able to hear me properly. You will be missing on out some of the steps, and then you will be like, the code isn't working. See, the code is working right over here. I'm explaining it as I go, so please stop doing it right now. Otherwise you will be facing errors, your code wouldn't be finished, you would not be able to understand that what is the problem that you guys are facing. Okay, so please focus upon the class itself. So if I'm pressing on this particular button called as add, you're able to see that we are getting an error called as cannot post. We are getting an error called as cannot post. Does this look familiar to you guys? Does this look familiar to you guys? Can somebody let me know? Does this look familiar to you guys? Where have we seen this before as well? In yesterday's class also, I've seen something very similar to this in our yesterday's class. Can somebody remind me, what was it? Can we remind it? Yes, that's absolutely clever, guys. That is cannot get. So we handled the get request. Right now we are getting a post request. But what is this post request that we are getting right now? So actually when you're submitting the form, okay, when you're submitting the form, you are sending a request, okay, to the browser along with some data. You're sending a request to the browser with the details of your form as well. So whatever details that you have filled up in the form, that is 12 and 5 that I filled up in my form itself, when I'm clicking on that submit button, I'm making a request to the server. Now this request is not unlike, it's not similar to the get request. Here I'm also sending some data, that is the form data that the user entered on my website along with the request as well. So here you are sending a letter. Think about it as a letter itself. So you are posting a request. Okay, you are posting a request. So now we handle the get request. Now we need to handle the post request as well. But where is this data, the data that we sent right now? Where is this data that we currently have? So let me just open up the inspect window. Okay, okay, so right now what we are going to do is we are going into our inspect window. Let me just increase the size so that you guys are able to see the inspect window properly as well. Okay, I hope that this is clear to you guys. This is like visible to you guys. Can somebody let me know, is it visible or not? Can somebody let me know, is it visible or not? Can somebody let me know if it is visible or not, guys? Okay, great. So inside of the inspect window, what we are going to do is we are having your elements, we are having our console. Similarly, we are having our network as well. So we want to go into network. Okay, we want to go into network right over here. Let me just put it up at the bottom of the screen itself so that it's a bit more clear to see. Okay, so we are having this network right over here. We need to select all. Okay, make sure that you are selecting all from right over here. So fetch XSR, JS, CSS, image, media, font, doc, blah, 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 blah. All are there. You want to select all from right over here. And then you want to just reload the page once so that everything is working fine. And you want to then select on, let me just decrease the size because I'm not able to see anything. So now I'm able to see everything properly. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter my first number as 12. I'm going to enter the second number as, let's say, 5 right over here. And then I'm going to click on this particular add button. Okay, I want to click on this particular add button. Okay, so let me just click on this particular add button. As you're able to see, something happened. As you're able to see, some of the files we are able to get right over here, and something happened, but we are getting an error right over here that says 404 error. Okay, we are getting a 404 error. Yesterday we talked about a 400 error as well. We talked about 400 error. Can somebody remind me what a 400 error is? Okay, can somebody remind me what a 400 error is? Okay, can somebody remind me what a 400 error is, guys? 400, I messed up. Okay, that basically means that it means 400 error means you messed up. That is the client messed up. That is the person using the website messed up. That means that there is no page that exists like that. There's no page that exists like that. Now companies are very brilliant in creating like their 404 page. So 404 innovative pages. So these 404 pages that you will be able to see on many websites, these are usually very innovative. They are very creatively contained. Okay, so don't cry, it's just a 404 error. What you have been looking for may have been replaced in long-term memory. So people are very like they try to create like good quality 404 errors that are existing. So GitHub also has a 404 error. Google also has a 404 error that they create, and these websites are very beautiful. So of course you also, if at any point of time you are creating a 404 error page, try to make sure that it's a bit more creative than usual. Okay, because many a times people will be landing on this particular page. It needs to look good. Okay, so no issues in that. So what we are going to do right now is we are going to open this up. As you're able to see, this is the like information that the post request contains. This is all the information that the post request contain. I've just clicked on that file that showed the 404 error right over here. Okay, so I've just clicked on that particular file. As you're able to see, it contains a lot of like information right over here. It contains a lot of information inside of it. So it contains information like what is the request URL. So this is a post request. So like the request method is post right over here. The status code is 404. What is the remote address, reference policy, and all the other things as well. So this is a post request, example of a post request. Now inside the payload for this particular post request, you're also able to see the form data that I had entered. That is N1 is 12 and N2 is 5. Okay, we are able to create N1 is 12 and N2 is 5 inside of this post request as well. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys are able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Inside this 404 page, that is the 404 post request that we created, because we are not catering to that particular request. Currently, we are not catering to that particular request. Okay, so when we are not catering to it, it's a 404 page because we don't provide anything back to the user. Okay, but this 404 post request that we created, it's a request that basically contains the form data inside its payload. So inside of it, you are able to see that inside the payload, it contains the form data that we had set up. Now we need to get this form data and use it. We need to create we need to handle post requests right over there in our code. Okay, we need to handle the post requests in our code, and just like the get request, and we need to get the access. Okay, the post request contains this particular form data. We need to get that form data from the post request itself. Okay, so that is what we are going to do right now. That is the thing that we are going to do right now. So it is a very simple process, guys. Do not worry. Okay, it is fairly easy. Just like we were handling our get request, we will be handling our post request in the absolute same sense. Okay, so handling the post request, you need to start off with first writing the code for the post request as well, and it's the exact same as get. So you write okay, so I will just tell you guys that later on itself. So right over here, you just write app.post. That is, you want to handle the post request. You want to handle this post request at the root of the website itself. Okay, you are making the post request on the root of the website itself. So you want to handle it from right over there. And then you want to create the callback function. That is the request and the response. That is the post request that is coming to you and the response that you want to send back. Okay, so function. And then your request, comma, response, So usually, so I'll just tell you guys this as well. Give me a second. Okay. So right now, when we were handling our GET request, if you remember, we had written REQUEST completely, and then RESPONSE response. You can choose any word for that. You can choose any. You can write like Shaurya and Drumel right over there as well. It's totally up to you guys to write whatever you want to do. Okay. But usually, a good thumb rule to use is REQ and RES. REQ and RES, and of course you will have to use the RES inside of here as well, because that is the response. Okay, so usually a good thumb rule is to use REQ and RES. Okay, because it's short and it also tells the person who is reading your code that okay, this is a short form for request, this is a short form for response, so it's easily conveyable as well. Okay, right over here we'll be having a response that will be sending back dot send, and we want to send a response as this is a post response. Okay, so we are just creating, this is a post response right over here. Let's just save this. Okay, let's go back to our website, and we don't require this anymore. Just increase the size of our website as well. We'll go back to our website once again. So let us go back to our website. We are having our 12 and we are having our 5. You can or 4 right over here. We're going to click on this add button, but this time instead of getting like cannot post to /, we are getting this is a post response. We are sending back a response to the post request that we were getting. Are you guys able to understand this? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. So once you have handled the post response, okay, we have given a response to the post request that we were getting. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to like get the data from the from. Okay, right now we are just sending like a request. Okay, so this is a post response that you made. So, but we are not showing the answer. We need to show the answer that okay, 12 plus 4 or 12 plus 5 is basically 16 or 17 right over there. We need to send a answer back. We need to showcase an answer right over here. To showcasing the answer, first we need to get, okay, first we need to get the form data. To get the form data, we need to parse. Okay, so whatever information is there that is present inside of the, so we have already seen the 404 page that we saw in the networks, okay, that we saw in the inspect window. We saw that the request, the post request contains the form data. Okay, have we guys seen that or not? We have seen that in the post request it contained the form data as well. We need to parse it into something that we can use. We can are you able to understand the meaning of the word parse? Are you guys able to understand the meaning of PARSE? Parse. Parse meaning. Resolve into its component parts and describe their syntactical roles. To parse, okay, whatever we were not able to understand, we were not able to get it. Okay, so JavaScript is not able to get that request. Okay, understand what contains, what are the different parts of that request. So we need a parser. We need a parser who can parse that information into something that JavaScript can understand. We need a parser who can parse this request, the post request that contain the form data, into something that JavaScript can understand. That is where we use the body-parser npm package. Okay, so the thing that we saw, okay, the thing that we saw, that is the 404 that contained the request. It was a request, the post request that contained the form data. Okay, so we need to use a parser who can understand that particular data. Okay, who can understand what is happening right over there and parse it into something that can be understood by JavaScript, and we can use it right over there. Okay, so that kind of converter, we are going to use the npm package called as body-parser. Okay, so BODY_PARSER npm. So we are going to use the body parser npm package. Okay, the body parser, as you're able to see, to install it again, it's very easy. Just use npm install body parser, so that will install it for you guys. Okay, so we are going to copy it from right over here. Okay, once you have copied it from right over here, you want to go back to your, not the live stream, the code. Let's stop the server right now. Control C and Control V. Paste the code that we have copied. So npm install body parser. Let's press enter. So it will install the body parser for us. So it's once it has installed the body parser, any type of npm package that you want to use right now, you need to first require it. Okay, you need to first require it from right over there. To require it again, so const, let's say body parser is equals to require, and we'll be requiring the body parser module. So body body and hyphen parser parser. Of course, we need to put it all in double quotations and then your semicolon at the end. Okay, so we have required our body parser as well. Again, body parser main function is to basically pass that information into something that we can understand. Okay, now to be able to do that, that whatever is being we need to tell your express to basically use body parser. Okay, to basically need to tell express that, okay, I've installed it for you, now you need to use it. Okay, and what to use, like what parser. So body parser contains a lot of different parsers. It can parse text, it can parse JSON data, it can parse the URL encoded. So what we want right now is the URL encoded part. Okay, so what you were seeing right over there, that's called as URL encoded part. Okay, that is there. Okay, so we need to parse, you need to use the parser, that is the URL encoded, that is present inside body parser itself. So for that, we need to first tell app. Okay, app is our express. Okay, dot use. Okay, that is, you need to use the body parser dot URL encoded. So body parser dot URL encoded. Okay, so you need to tell the express app to basically use the URL encoded body parser. So again, body parser has a lot of different parsers. It's like a npm package. That package has a lot of different parsers. It can pass many kinds of data itself. But what we need to pass is a particular form data, that is the request, the post request that we were getting. Okay, so for that we have to use the URL encoded. It has a default attribute associated with it. So we will be just specifying that the default attribute, that is extended, is true. Okay, you don't need to understand it. That is something that body parser suggests you to do, so that it's like working absolutely fine. Okay, so don't worry about it. Just write inside of curly brackets extended. Okay, extended extended is true. Okay, so that is our code to basically tell express to use our body parser. Now to see what happens. Okay, now to see what happens when we are using body parser, what we'll be doing is we'll be parsing out what we are able to get inside our post request. So instead of doing this, let's do one thing. We will write our console dot log, and we will be logging out the request dot body. So this is what our parser has passed out right over here. Okay, this is request.body is basically what we are getting after the body parser.url encoded has passed the request for us. Okay, has done the passing part for us. Okay, so this is the final product that we are able to get. So we'll be console logging it inside our console when we are doing a post request. So let us rerun our server right now. Nodemon index.js, Nodemon crash, waiting for file changes before starting, and we are getting some kind of error. Let us look at it. Cannot find module express, requires stack. So we need to reinstall express. So we'll do npm install express. Okay, let's start it again. So now we are getting server running on port 3000. Let's save this right over here. Let's go back to our website. Let's go back to the website itself. Let's write our numbers 12 and let's say 25. Let's add them up. This is a post response that we are able to get right over here. And inside of our terminal, you are able to see the request.body. Okay, what has it parsed from, like body parser. When we are using body parser, the request has been parsed out to something like this. So somebody is also accessing the website along with me. Okay, somebody has taken up the URL from right over here, and he or she is also trying to access it. That's the reason why we are getting. So if you guys want, I can give you guys the URL. There's no issue in that. But yeah, so somebody also accessed it, and as you're able to see, we are getting N1 as 12 and N2 as 25 right over here. Okay, N1 as 12 and N2 as 25 right over here. Okay, so these are the values that we are able to get. Are you able to see this? This is what the parser has done for us. This is what the parser has done for us. Are you able to see this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, so now to access, so this N1 and N2 that you are able to see, basically that is coming from the index.html, where we have named the input file, okay, as N1 and N2. These are the names that we have given it to them. So that names is getting printed right over here. So N1 has a value of 12, N2 has a value of 25. To be able to get these values, to be able to get this value, if I'm going into our index.js and I'm just typing out .n1, instead of having request.body, we are getting request.body.n1 right over here. We are saving this. Okay, we are going back to our website, reloading the page. We are putting up like 12 and let's say 60 right over here, and we are putting add. Okay, going back to our terminal, so you are able to see that right now we are just getting 12. That is the N1. Okay, so just putting up request.body.n1, we are able to access the first element. Okay, we are able to access the first element right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? When you are putting up request.body.n1, we are able to get an access to the N1 element. Okay, we are able to get access to the N1 element right over there. Okay, and now we can just, like, using this information, we can change the code to basically showcase our response, like answer right over there. So var 1 is equals to, sorry, var, let's say N1 is equals to request dot body dot N1 to get the first element. Okay, and then var N2 is equals to request dot body dot N2. Okay, okay, body by body, and then we want to showcase that as an answer, so we can just like write a request, response dot send, and then we will just create the NSW answer is, or let's just directly put up the N1 plus N2 right over here. So N1 plus N2. Okay, this is going to send N1 plus N2 as our answer back. So let me just save this. Okay, as we are able to see, let me just save this right over here. Okay, so somebody is using it very cleverly. So N1 is ID or name. It's the name. Okay, as you're able to see, we are putting up the name right over here. So that is from where we are able to get the N1 and N2. Okay. Okay, so we are able to have res.send N1 plus N2 that we are able to do, but you will be able to see that this won't work. Okay, when we are going back to our website, when we are really reloading the page, you will be able to see that this won't work. Let me just show it to you guys. 45 plus 5. Okay, the answer should be 50. 45 plus 5, the answer should be 50. But we will be getting 455. Why is this happening, guys? Why is this happening? Can somebody let me know? Instead of getting like 45 plus 5 is 50, am I right? Why are we getting 455? Can somebody let me know? Why are we getting 455? Can somebody let me know? Yes, because by default, when they are parsing the information in, it is passing it as a string itself. So we need to convert it into a number. We need to explicitly convert it into a number itself. To do that, it's very simple in JavaScript. You just select what you want to convert into a number, put it up inside of parenthesis, and just write number in front of it. So this will convert it into a number. This will basically convert it to a number. Similarly, we need to do the same for here. We are getting the string right over here and we need to convert it to a number. So just write number in front of it. And that's it. If you are saving this, so we just converted the request.body.in1 to a number and request.body.in to a number. Okay, so now these are numbers. Now it should work absolutely fine. We'll go back to our website. We'll reload our page. Okay, we'll get the first number as, let's say, 60, the second number let's say as 20. We'll be adding them up and we'll be okay. We are getting invalid source code, blah 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 blah, source code 80. Okay, what is the problem that we are facing right over here? Array express decapitated rest.send status, send status, node error, internal error. Okay, server response end going. Okay. Till now there were no issues. Let me just check if the n1 plus n2 is a problem that it is not able to do right over there. If that's the case, we'll have to look into it. Okay, so let's do one thing. Instead of doing this, instead of adding it up inside the send itself, we'll just remove this. Let's do delete from right over here. Let's create a new variable called as answer, var answer is equals to n1 plus n2. Let's look at the code. Number request, everything fine, and then we'll be just sending answer back. Okay, instead of doing that inside of the send, we're just doing answer right over here. Let's look at the website once again. Let's reload the website. Let's put up some information, 23 and 42. Let's add them up. It's still giving us an invalid code. Okay. Did I make some error right over here or something like that? That shouldn't be the case. No, so number n1 plus n2 will convert into a number. I know that, but that isn't the right answer, because then that is basically converting 455 into a number. Okay, so that isn't something that would be used right over there. So I passed the answer into the string itself. I'm trying to figure out if I'm making any error or something like that. Let me just see. Okay, result number, this is working fine. Let me just then do one thing. Instead of directly putting up the answer right over here, let me just put it up along with some string, the answer, because I'm able to understand that it is thinking that the answer that I'm passing is let's say, what can I say, like it's a status code or something like that. So we don't want a status code, we directly want it on our screen. So let us put up a string right over here. So it will basically think that, okay, we are passing not an answer or a status code but an entire string. I think so this should work right now. Let us take up 12 and let us take up 5 right over here. Let's add them up and the answer is 17. Okay, so basically directly passing out a number, that was something that we shouldn't be doing, because it is thinking that we are taking up a status code, like just like we are having 100 status code, 200 status code, 300 status code. So we are trying to send a status code, so it is not able to permit us to do that. So we need to pass it, like convert it back to a string, like from number to a string. So as you're able to see, now the calculator is working absolutely fine and there is no issues whatsoever. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So n1 and n2, if you add, then the answer is 65, then it's invalid code. Yeah, basically it is thinking that I'm trying to send like a status code instead of like a normal text. That is the reason why we had to first convert it to a number, then like add them up so that we are able to add it properly, and then again we had to parse this out as a string itself. So that is the reason why we had to do it in that way. Okay. Okay, great. So are you guys able to understand everything that we have done up till now? Okay, are you guys able to understand everything that we have done up till now? Control A, delete, Control save. Let me just download the index.html file. Control C, create a file locally. Add v s index.html. You save it up to my desktop. Save. So saved our index.html file as well, so we'll delete it from right over here. Let's save it. We don't want our index.js file, delete. html.js file, delete. Okay. Once we have done this, next what we have to do is I have to upload it to the drive itself. So let me just open up drive. Fuck is it? Saved it on the desktop itself, am I right? Yeah, index.html, open file. Oh, we need to share it, share anyone with the link. Think so it should be just editor. Copy link, done. Let me just go to some other website and check whether this is working or not. Okay, so I will be putting this link down in the description of the video. Give me a second, guys. Close, edit. HTML file, save. Okay, so I've added the file right over there. So once you have completed this bootcamp, what you have to do is I will be attaching the folder form as well. So let me just create that form for you guys as well. So give me a second. Let me just create that form for you guys. So forms, go to the forms right over there. Campus ambassador details. Okay, project submission form. Let me just create a new project submission form for today as well. This is the JavaScript bootcamp. Copy of the same. Copy. Give me a second, guys. I'm just updating everything so that you guys will be able to leave today with all the information, so you don't have to come tomorrow as well. Give me a second. Control V. Delete. V. Now. Okay, so we have this, and we need to have our code sandbox link. Link, send, link, shorten, copy, live stream, end, sorry, not end, edit. Okay, so we are having the objects, is save. So yeah, so what I've done right now for you guys is that what you have to do is in the description of the video itself, you'll be able to find two links. Okay, so if I'm opening up the description of the video, let me just open it up for you guys. Here so if I'm going down the description of the video itself, you are able to see two links. Okay, the HTML file and the project submission file itself, like the Google form for project submission. Now for creating the project, you have to create the exact same project that we have done. Okay, the exact same project. You don't have to change anything in the project itself. You can take a reference to this particular website to create the exact same project. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, once you have done that, okay, once you have completed the entire thing, okay, we have completed the entire project, the HTML file, you can take it from right over here. You can download it, you can copy it, whatever you want to do. You can take it, the HTML code from right over here. The rest you would have to type it on your own, taking a reference from this particular class, okay, taking a reference from this particular video itself. Once you have created the entire thing, for example, this is the project that you have created, you have to click on the share button. Okay, you have to click on this particular share button. Then you have to click on can edit or can view. You can click on anything. Okay, don't worry about it. Then you have to click on copy sandbox link. Okay, you have to click on this particular button called as copy sandbox link. Once you have copied the link, you have to go back to the form down below. So if you're going back, you're having the project submission form down in the description of the video itself. You can open up that particular form. You have to fill it up. Use the exact same email address that you've used in your attendance. Okay, you have to use the exact same email address. Don't change the email address, okay, that you have used in the attendance forms as well. Write down your name. Properly write down your name. Okay, don't use any type of short form. Whatever name that you want on your certificate, write down that particular name itself. Don't write the entire name. If your name is above like 15 characters, 20 characters long, shorten it up. Okay, don't write your father's name, your grandfather's name, your great grandfather's name. We don't want that. Okay, if your name is too long, just write your name and the surname. That's it. If you want to include your father's name, just put it up as an abbreviation. For example, Shaurya R Sinha. That's it. Don't put up your entire family tree right over there inside the name. That we will not be able to incorporate into the certificate itself. Okay, so write it properly. Okay, then you have to fill all your details up. Then you have to put up the code sandbox link that you have copied right now, right over here. Whatever was the link of your code sandbox, you have to copy it and put it up right over here. You can also post the project on LinkedIn. If you are doing that, if you are telling like other guys what you are currently working on, you can put up the LinkedIn post link right over here. It's not compulsory. Okay, it's not compulsory. We are just putting it right over here. If you want to share it with somebody, we can see that from right over here. That is the reason why. And you have to submit the form. Okay, the due date for the same, the due date for project submission is today is 13, 14, 15, 16. On 17 night, okay, 17th midnight, 17th July midnight is the deadline. 17th July midnight is the deadline. Okay, 17th July midnight. Okay, I will just put it up right over here as well. Okay, let me just edit it up. 17th July midnight, DEADLINE, deadline. Okay, so there you will be able to submit it as well. Okay, Muskan, I don't know if you are late in the class or not. I have already told like where you have to submit it. Okay, so once you have already done this, okay, once you have already done this, that is everything that you have to do. Okay, the certificates will take at least 2 weeks to be sent out. We have to check through all the projects after the deadline. Okay, after the deadline, it takes up 2 weeks to check out all the projects, whether you have submitted the right thing, whether your attendance is matching or not. All these things we have to check out right over there. So it will take some time from our end to send out the certificates. But yes, and irrespective of that, you will be receiving it on the same email address that we are using for your attendance as well as your project. You'll be receiving it on the same email address itself. Okay, you have to do the exact same project that we have done. Okay, you don't have to change anything about it. You don't have to change anything about it. Okay, the same project that we have done today, you have to do the exact same project. You don't have to change anything about it. Okay, okay. So for this particular bootcamp, we cancelled out the API part because we are partnered up with Postman and they want to conduct it with them. So we cancelled out the API part. We will be having another bootcamp from the 1st of August. First week of August, we'll be having another bootcamp that will be in partnership with Postman. So Postman is one of the world's leading API management services, and they basically have higher package than Amazon as well. So for a full stack engineer, they have much higher package than Amazon. So and that is an Indian based company itself. So we are partnered up with them and they have asked us to conduct the API sessions with them itself. So we had to postpone that to the 1st of August itself. So that will be another bootcamp in which we'll be covering our entire thing. Okay. Everything that we have done today, the project that we have done today, you only have to make that. Okay. You only have to make that. Okay. Prem Kumar, that is just like the CIFAR 10 is just for your additional information. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to do it, you can just submit the ANN project as well. It's not compulsory to submit both of them. We have just done that so that you are also able to practice and explore a bit more. Okay. So let me show you today's attendance as well. Give me a second, guys. So we will be checking each and every project that you are submitting. Okay, every single project we will be checking. If that project is found out to be false, or like you have submitted the wrong link, or you have made like you have not done the project itself, you won't be able to get the certificate. So only submit the form if and only if you're confident that you have actually done the project, because and then don't come there telling us that I didn't receive the certificate, because we will be checking each and every project individually. Okay, so once that has been done, let me just create the attendance form for today. So make a copy, create a copy, close it up right over here. Let me just remove this. Day 7 right over here. Response, open, send, link, copy, QR. Nikhil, we have already created the entire project. Oh, yeah. Download day 7. July. This is the link for today's attendance, guys. You can like scan it from right over here as well. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. We will meet in a future bootcamp or something like that. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you.